Holy shit, like so much stuff has happened since my last video. It has been absolutely crazy on the internet, the news that's coming out, not just within the movie industry, but every industry. It seems the world has come alive, it's been incredible. So apologies, I have been away for a while. Yeah, just trying to come up with ideas of what to do on the channel, topics, things to discuss. And I've been on a cruise, I went to the Caribbean, I lived my full Jack Sparrow life. I was sailing the Caribbean on a cruise. I even visited a set from Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. I had a monkey put on me. I was like Captain Barbossa. And then I come home to all this news about the Oscars. There's been so many movie trailers. The Super Bowl happened, and with that we got a new Planet of the Apes trailer, a Deadpool 3 trailer, which people are going crazy about. Like, honestly, I see people saying that it's going to be the film of the year, and it's like, guys, calm down. Calm down. And on top of that, just news in general has been going absolutely crazy lately. Lewis Hamilton is moving from Mercedes to Ferrari in 2025. Just gonna put this little bit here in the video. It's better, isn't it? And the world just seems to be exploding with so much other news. And yet I'm going to come here and talk about a very odd piece of news which dropped. And it's definitely not the biggest and most exciting to most people, but to me, it really caught me off guard. Disney has not been people's favourite studio companies of late. They've been wrapped in a lot of controversy and putting out, to be honest, a lot of pretty generic and underwhelming films since COVID. And it's a shame because prior to that, I think they were putting out more good than bad. And overall, they're a company which is filled with a lot of nostalgia, a lot of love, and a lot of heart for a lot of people. I can't lie, I grew up on so many Disney animated movies, whether it's from their classic line, which we're going to talk about a bit today, whether it's from Pixar, or other things that, you know, they now own, like Star Wars, or Pirates of the Caribbean, or Marvel. There's a lot of great stuff that Disney have done for people, they've brought out for people, and unfortunately, you know, lately they've been having a few stinkers.
Darren is dead! There is only Monarch!
So the other day on their Instagram page, they posted a picture of a new still of Moana, the character, on a boat, and there was a big whale. It looked pretty cool. And they said coming to theatres this November. Now, I had no idea Moana 2 was in the works. I knew about this Dwayne Johnson live action film that's meant to start filming this year, which I'm dreading.
We are so excited and happy to announce that a live action reimagining of Moana is in the works.
God, I'm so fed up of this man. Look at his stupid face. This film doesn't need to happen. It really doesn't. But anyway, of course he's doing it. He's The Rock. Anyway, I had no idea this was happening. So I had to look into this a bit. And apparently there was a TV show being made, and they have adapted the TV show into this movie. And the reason I actually felt the urge to come on and talk about this a little bit is because I love Moana. I love the first one. Of Disney's more recent original films, this is my favourite. I think it's just got a lot of heart and soul to it. You've got really fun characters. The animation, they brought in other studios to help with the hair and the water, and it looks stunning. It's just a fun, classic Disney adventure. And on top of that, you've got some really good songs written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, just an incredible songwriter, when he's not doing Scuttlebug.
Remember the swamp? Remember my song in the swamp when I was like, whap, chicka, whap, whap, chicka, whap.
I remember.
And it's just a very heartfelt movie which you can watch with the family. It brings a lot of joy, and it is what it is. It's a Disney animated classic, but of their more recent stuff, it's so good. And I can feel them getting ready to milk the shit out of it because their recent stuff hasn't done very well. As I say, for a start, this live action movie I just wish wasn't happening. And the fact that this was meant to be a TV series and they decided while it was in production to change it into a movie also has me a bit worried. And I'm worried about the Disney classic lineup in general a bit at the minute because the thing is, up to their, let's say, 55th film, they'd only ever had 2 sequels. And I know what people are saying. I'm already going to be shouting at me again. No, they had loads. What about The Lion King 2? The Little Mermaid 2? The Little Mermaid 3? Everything has had a sequel. These were TV sequels. In terms of sequels that have gone to cinema, ones they'd put more effort into, they only ever had The Rescuers Down Under, which was their 29th film, and Fantasia 2000, which was their 38th film, up to their 55th film, no sequels. Then 56 and 57, back to back, was sequels. We had Ralph Breaks the Internet, which I find so stupid that they didn't call it Ralph Wrecks the Internet for a start, and then Frozen 2. Now, both of these films made sense to me from completely different standpoints. Ralph Breaks the Internet, they had a different story to tell there. They were taking a video game character from a classic arcade thing into the internet. There's a story there they could have done. Was it executed well? Not really. It's not one of my favourites of theirs. But nevertheless, it's like, okay, this film makes sense to be made. Frozen 2 makes sense to be made because the first one made a shit ton of money and of course they're going to capitalise on that. However, now, looking this morning at what Disney's lineup is of what's coming next, because their original films lately haven't been doing very well, and I'm a bit worried. Strange World wasn't very good. I was very disappointed with that movie. It looked very fun, very vibrant, and it had a good voice cast, and it came out, and to me it was just such a generic movie. And I'm not going to get into the political aspects of it because I frankly don't care about that. For me, I will judge a film on whether it's entertaining. I don't care about what political aspects it's putting in. As long as the film's entertaining and I have a good time, then that's all that matters to me. I didn't really with Strange World, it was bang average. Wish, I haven't seen yet because I didn't get to the cinema to see it and it isn't on Disney Plus yet, but I have not heard great things about it and the animation style they went for their 60th animated film. Was it their 60th or 61st? It was for their 100th anniversary, I know that much. It was meant to be a big deal. I'm hearing was just pretty much bang average as well. So there's part of me that's not surprised that they're going down the sequel route. In their 100 years of a company, all of a sudden we're just getting so many sequels all close together and it is a bit worrying. So Moana 2 is the next one up in November, and this is now my most anticipated film out of their animated lineup because I love the first one, but I'm just so worried about the fact that it's come from a TV show and it's being adapted into a movie. It's been changed mid-production. I'm really hoping they've got a story to tell there that's not going to feel too rushed now because it was meant to be a series, and I'm also hoping that they're really putting the time and effort into making the animation as beautiful as the first one, because again, they probably didn't have the other animated teams on board for the TV show because TV shows are genuinely cheaper like this. The fact it's dropping in November is what's really concerning me. November 27th, I believe it is. Then 2026, we're getting 2 Disney animated films, and they are both sequels. One of them, I'm not going to say that. I understand why both are being made, but one I actually want. The other one, I can feel them milking this even more now as well. Zootopia, Zootropolis, whatever you're going to call it, the second film's coming out. I believe there's probably a story here to tell, and I believe that this is someone going, okay, I've got an interesting story to add to this universe, and I believe that this could be quite good. I have hope with this one, is what I'm trying to say. And the first one surprisingly done quite well. I actually didn't realise it had done as well as it did till I looked into it this morning. And then, of course, Frozen 3 is happening in 2026, I believe. There's no official announcement, but enough studio executives have spoken about it and have said 2026 is when they're looking to release it. And again, why wouldn't they, I guess? They make so much money. If I was a higher up at Disney, I would be going, yeah, let's get Frozen 4 in production as well. But the problem is that their original films, it seems they're not putting effort into. And to me, it feels like Disney are just slowly losing their way. And I think they are in general as a company. Like lately, a lot of the Marvel stuff has been very underwhelming. There has been more bad than good. You look at Star Wars, and I think Star Wars you do get the exception, like Andor, which was incredible. But then there's also been some very underwhelming stuff again with things like Kenobi and Mandalorian Season 3. And even things like Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. While I didn't mind that movie, it was just nowhere near as good as it should have been. And I think a lot of the announcements that Disney have been making just don't have me hyped at all. By that, I mean, look at all the Star Wars films they're announcing, and just we're not seeing any progress on any of them. And we're seeing so many Marvel films constantly get announced and then dropped. Look at the state the Thunderbolts is in at the minute. They've lost 2 award-winning actors in the last month. Pixar as well, really not looking amazing at the minute. The Toy Story 5 dilemma continues. People saying, should we be getting it, shouldn't we? But to me, when I think of Disney, even though they have all these other properties like Lucasfilm, Marvel, Pixar, blah 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 blah, the classic animation lineup is what I think of when I think of Disney as a company. And I know for a fact that it's what they're most proud of as a company. It's what they're built upon. It's where their success originally come from. And they've got so many great movies in there, going all the way back to something like Pinocchio, which I think is a fantastic piece of animation. And then you can go forward to something like The Jungle Book, which I watched so much as a kid. And then there's just the classic ones like The Lion King and Aladdin. And coming all the way forward to today, they put some really good stuff out somewhat recently, I think, still, with Moana, the first one, which I think is such a great family fun film, and even something like Tangled I have a lot of fun with. You know, I remember watching that a lot with my sister when she was younger, and there's a lot of memories there with that. So it's a bit upsetting to see their classic range going the way it is. And I don't really know what the point of this video is, to be honest. I sort of just wanted to come on here and talk about it because it's an interesting topic, and I think at the minute Disney really needs to do some rethinking, and a lot of people are saying this anyway. They're not the most popular studio at the moment. But I guess I would just say, let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are on all of this. Are you interested in a Moana 2? Are you interested in any of these, quite frankly? Because I can't quite make my mind up, and I think Moana 2 is going to be... It's going to be the point where I sort of make my mind up whether Disney are maybe going to get back on track or whether it's just going to continue to keep going down the drain. I really do hope that's not the case, because I know how special Disney is to so many people. And I always try to be open-minded about that. And people just love the studio, and that's brilliant, but they've got to keep putting out good content. And that's where things seem to be going a little bit wrong lately. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna finish there. I don't know what else I can add, don't know what else I can say. It's been a crazy month. I hope everyone's doing well. And in the next couple months, we've got some blockbusters coming out. We've got Godzilla and Kong, and we've got Ghostbusters and Dune. So there'll be a lot more topics for me to make videos on. January's been very dead as per usual. Did you really expect me to make a fucking beekeeper video?
Absolutely fucking not.